Alright, recently I just wrapped up a accuracy video with this BCA upper. Also kind of testing these out, wanted to see how they would do. So if you want to know how this rifle shoots, or I should say this upper, because I got it on my Anderson lower here, because BCA was nice enough to send me out this upper. I'll put a link in the description of that video if you want to see how she shot in groups at 100 yards. But when I reviewed this upper, I stated not only would we be doing an accuracy video, which I just wrapped up as I said, but that we'd do some long range shooting with it as well. I just kind of want to show, you know, what it's capable of, how far you can reasonably reach out there with 5.56 with their budget upper here. So I have currently, my gong is out there at 300 yards. You should see it there, center of your screen. So we'll take some shots at that, and then I'm going to move it out to 400 yards. Again, as I said, I'm using this IMI. It's the 55 grain 5.56 M193, so that's what we'll be using. We're zeroed at 100 yards, so for these 300 yard shots, I think what I'm going to do, at least starting out, I'm just going to aim at the very top of that target and see if we can actually hit it, or if it is in fact shooting under it, and then I'll adjust accordingly. When we go 400 yards, I will probably adjust the scope so that I can actually aim at the thing, but it shouldn't drop too much at 300 yards, so we should be able to aim right at the top edge or just a few inches over it and hit it. Alright, I'll get you guys zoomed in here. Alright, so there you go, 300 yards, no problem. I did just aim at the top edge of that. I also wanted to point out, in case you guys probably noticed that before you leave all nasty comments, that is extremely close, but it is not touching. It looks like it's touching, but it's not. Due to this divot here in the top of the handguard, it's actually about a 0.5 millimeter away from touching that, so it is in fact not touching it. And if you couldn't tell, it's not affecting it at all. So as you can see there, 300 yards is pretty easy. I wouldn't call that rapid fire, but I certainly wasn't taking my time. Which brings me to my next point, that I'm not trying to be superiorly accurate out there or anything. I'm just trying to hit the plate. So I'm going to paint it up for the 400 yards. But again, don't take home with the accuracy or anything like that. It's probably going to be all over the plate, but that's just because I'm going to aim at it and let them rip. I'm not trying to print super tight groups out there at, 400 yards, especially not while we have this wind here, because it's not optimal conditions for that. Which, I don't know if I even mentioned the wind, but yeah, we do have a slight breeze today. And it kind of keeps varying on me. You can see there it's blowing pretty good right now. For the most part, it's blowing straight back at us, but it is slightly to the right as well. So out there at 400 yards, it's probably actually going to make a little bit of difference. Well, it depends on the wind when I get a shoot, but I might have to aim off to the left a little bit for the wind so we don't miss. Alright, so we're out at 400 yards now, and I can't remember if I mentioned in the video previously or not, but this is just a cheap little Simmons 3-9x40 that I'm doing this with as well. So it's enough magnification for 400 yards, but I'd like a little more. Anyways, like I said, not going for superb accuracy, just trying to hit the plate there. And you can see we do have some wind going on there, so hopefully not too bad there. But I reviewed the footage before I went and picked up the target, and I was just aiming at the top, like I said, and we were hitting just low right. And again, I believe the right, it was due to the wind, so I will have to aim a little left if there's any wind out there at 400 yards. But since it didn't drop that much, I'm just going to aim a little bit over this at 400 yards. I don't know, 6 to 8 inches over. Probably a little more than that, because I know it's going to start dropping like a tank out there. But what I'm saying is it's not dropping so much to where I feel that I need to adjust the scope so that I can hit it reliably. So might take a little guesswork at first, but I'm going to aim. I'll start out aiming a foot over the target, see where that puts us, and then I'll adjust from there. Seems like our wind died down quite a bit, so as long as it stays that way, I'm not going to worry about aiming off to the left or anything like that. I'm just going to start out aiming about a foot high here. Remember, that's a 20-inch gong, so a foot high is not going to be quite a gong high there. Dead center, so I know where to aim. forgot I have a microphone setting on here where it zooms the microphone is what it calls it, so you can hear it hit that plate a little better. I'm going to go ahead and switch that over so you guys can hear the dings better. That was throwing me off in the first two videos because when I would zoom in you couldn't hear me talk very well, and I was thinking my mic was defective, but then I found out I had that setting where it zooms in. Basically the microphone somehow channels in on whatever you're looking at and gives you the sound down there. It actually works pretty well. See, I was doing it again. I was explaining how it's going to mess up my voice, but yet I was trying to talk to you. Did I seriously miss that last shot? I can't tell if I hit it or not. But I was going to say, whoops, see, there you go, 10 in a row, no big deal. But I think I might have missed that last one. I don't know. You guys will know. I don't. But anyways, as you can tell, I was just kind of rushing them down there. You know, just rip one off and get recentered roughly and then rip another one off. So wasn't going for accuracy or anything like that, like I've been saying since the beginning. So not surprised at all that, of course, the last one I missed there, but I was doing pretty good in my very first shot, which I did take more time on my first shot because I had to make sure, you know, if I did miss, that it went exactly where I needed it to so I could adjust accordingly. That very first shot actually went dead center, but I just went kind of lax after that and then just kind of hitting all over the plate. But like I said, I wasn't trying to be super accurate or anything. I was just trying to show that more than capable of hitting a man-sized target out there at 400 yards. So like I said, if you do want to see the accuracy video, I'll put a link in the description. I'll also put a link in the description to the review video of that upper, not the accuracy video, the review. I'll put both links in there. So if you want to check out how it was actually printing at 100 yards, and then 400 yards is no problem with the groups we were getting. Again, keep in mind that's just the budget upper. That's a real cheap scope that is not mounted optimally, and it's just a mil-spec Anderson lower, so it's got that mil-spec trigger where it's got some creep in it too. So if I can do that at 400 yards with all that cheap scope, cheap ammo, crappy trigger, then you know it'd be no problem going further than that with upgrades, which I'm actually pretty confident I could get pretty consistent hits at 500 yards too, but I don't got time for that today. But there you go. So there's your long range video for that budget BCA upper. Like I said, links in the description for the other videos on it. But I want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you want to get yourself anything you see in the video, target stand, earmuffs, steel target, links in the description. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.